we're so glad you're here today. This is just one small way that we can show our appreciation to all of you. But I hope that when you walk in this building every day that you feel appreciated and that you feel noticed, and that our theme is that volunteers keep us afloat, and that is truly what all of you do for us. So before I get started today, I want to actually take some time to introduce our Verona Senior Center staff. So we're going to have them come on down. I know I was asking them to come with like a dance, Macarena. There you go.
Choreograph something.
Here we go. Right? Woo! All right. Very good improv here. So we are blessed to have more staff added over the last couple of years. And oh yes, don't stand in the way of the light. Drake's now blinded. So, all right. So down on the end here, we have Stephanie Ale, the director of the Senior Center. Our newest employee, Heather Allen, is our new assistant director here at the Senior Center. Next in line is Lisa Riley. She is our lead case manager. And then we have Drake Dino, case manager at the center. Next in line is my right-hand lady, Jan Paul. She is our program assistant. And then we have Brett Cash, also case manager. And then last but certainly not least is Laura Mead on the end. She is our administrative assistant. And then myself, most of you know who I am, but I'm the program manager here at the Senior Center. So let's give them a warm applause. They do a lot for us. And I will say this staff is all very, very passionate about what they do. So thank you guys. Thank you. So I have a few statistics for you. This is our volunteer annual report from 2024. We currently have on our roster 99 volunteers. There's about 60 of you in the room today. So that if we would have filled those back tables, we have about 99 on our roster. Your total volunteer hours for 2024 were 5,753 hours that you guys put in. Yes, you need to clap for that because that, is amazing. This, in 2024, we had 25 new volunteers. I always like seeing new volunteers coming in. And 15 of you had 100 or more hours in 2024. So thank you so much. Yes. It's always good to talk about the age, which I thought was really interesting. So we have 17 volunteers under the age of 50. We have 7 between the age of 50 and 59. 20 between 60 and 69. The largest we have is 70 to 79. We have 44 volunteers. Yes, that's right. That's right. And then we have 5 between 80 and 89, and 1 that's over 90. Yes. And then, of course, females and males. We have 61 females and 31 males. So all you male volunteers, go out there and promote the Senior Center for more males. So I just thought those statistics were very interesting. Then I also specifically wanted to talk about our RSVP program, so our drivers for RSVP. We have home delivered meal drivers, and then we also have driver escort drivers. So on our total hours for home delivered meals were 86 hours in 2024. And for driver escort, 269 hours. So our driver escorts are our drivers that go out into the community and take people to their medical appointments. We don't see them a lot in this building, but holy cow, they're putting in 269 hours for us and taking people to appointments. So I think that's really important to know. That's all I got for statistics. But anyways, circling back, I just, again, want to personally thank you. And one of my favorite things about working here is truly spending time with the volunteers. When I come in, you guys are smiling, you're working hard, and it just makes the whole place just feel like the world is kind of crazy right now, let's face it, right? And when we come here and I see volunteers, it just feels like this is a room that's full of kindness and compassion. And I really appreciate that about all of you. So I just wanted to mention our volunteer roles here. If I miss a role, you let me know after this presentation is over, okay? So the different things that you guys do here: kitchen assistants, dishwashers, meal packers, food distributors. There are people that come in and label our HDM bags. special events assistants, events like this that you guys come and help out with. We have general cleanup volunteers, popcorn makers. We have volunteer decorators. We have volunteer greeters. We also have editors of the Chronicle. We have volunteers that deliver our Chronicle to places in the local community. We have RSVP drivers for driver escort and for home delivered meals. And let's not forget our Vets Helping Vets drivers. We also have Club 108 volunteers that help people with technology questions. We have game hosts, indoor and outdoor plant caretakers, greeting card assistants, loan closet volunteers that organize our library books and our games. We have volunteers that have brought their talents, such as singing, art, and teaching crafts. And finally, we have volunteers that come in here just to give their time. There could be somebody that's just lonely, and there are some of you that just come in here and you sit with those people, and you talk to them, and you heat their food up in the microwave, and that is so, so special. So if I missed any, you let me know. So studies have shown that volunteers can provide a healthy boost to your self-confidence, your self-esteem, and life satisfaction. You are doing good for others and the community, which provides a natural sense of accomplishment. Your role as a volunteer can also give you a sense of pride and identity, and I hope that you find that here at the Verona Senior Center. Thank you for being generous, and you all have beautiful souls and spirits in a world that could use 1 million more people like you. Thank you for all you've done and all you will continue to do. You are the best, and we appreciate that you keep us afloat. So on that note, I do want to introduce our next speaker today. We have to just take about 2 minutes here to get her computer set up. But today, Kate Seal, our Assistant Director of RSVP of Dane County, is going to give a little presentation. So give us just a moment here. All right, so Kate Seal from RSVP, let's give her a warm welcome.
Thank you. I'm so glad to be here. I'm really honored to be invited today. I obviously just start by saying thank you for your service. I understand everyone here is a volunteer, and your work is priceless, and we're just so grateful. So thank you. I'm going to start with this quote. I have found that among its other benefits, giving liberates the soul of the giver. Now, this quote reminds me of something that my husband said to me many moons ago, and it was one of those moments where a simple comment turned into a much deeper revelation. He said, and I'm paraphrasing, I see how much you give, and I see the impact of your efforts, but I'm also wondering if you do your service work as much for yourself as you do for others. At first, I was a little taken aback. I couldn't quite wrap my head around how something so genuinely benevolent could possibly be self-rewarding, or dare I say, selfish. But then he went on to explain. He said, I see how good it makes you feel when you're helping others. And in that moment, it hit me. He was right. Being of service to those around me gives me purpose and makes me feel honest joy. I began to realize that there is a paradox in the acts of volunteerism that I hadn't fully acknowledged before. Volunteering requires effort. As we all know, it requires time. Sometimes it requires emotional and physical effort and exhaustion, draining. But it can also be fulfilling, uplifting, and it has a way of making me feel like I'm a part of something much larger than myself. Being of service feeds my soul. It replenishes something in me that helps me become a better, more connected person. It strengthens my sense of well-being, my sense of belonging, and it reinforces my hope that my life has value. And so, The service work I do that my husband suggested might not be 100% selfless or altruistic is, in reality, a beautiful dichotomy about both giving and receiving. Above all, after all, benevolence is just a fancy word that means something simple. It means good intentions towards living beings, including oneself. So when I read that quote, all of those emotions kind of rushed through me, and I just thought, there's so much more to us and to what we do than just simple acts of volunteerism every day. So, all right. So that begs to ask the obvious question, why is volunteering important to the volunteer? Honestly, there's an unlimited number of answers to this question. So I had to pick just a few that I thought were really incredibly important. And one of them is obviously it decreases the potential for social isolation. Now, everyone has a different capacity for their alone time in their life. But the reality is we are all social beings, and we all need social connections for a real meaningful life. So volunteering can nurture our relationships, both new and existing relationships. It can help build support systems based on common interests. I love this one because I was with something called the Group Projects program at RSVP for many years, and I see some group projects volunteers out there. And this to me just shines through, where you have volunteers in the Group Projects program who like to knit, crochet, and sew. They all have a common interest. They gather, they learn from each other, and then they get to develop connections with each other, knowing that what they're creating is going to be helping the world as well. So basing our support systems on common interests is so important. It also improves our physical and mental health. Volunteering is known to reduce stress. It can help lead to lower rates of depression and anxiety. And why? Because it builds us up. It renews our sense of purpose. Volunteering can help provide meaning and direction in our lives by helping others, especially for those of us who don't go to the office anymore. We don't have colleagues. We don't maybe have immediate family members living with us. Volunteering can fill those voids and make us feel full. And it can also help us find new ways to connect with our passions. Volunteering strengthens us and our community. Obviously, volunteering supports local families, schools, community centers, senior centers, just exactly what Alessa was saying. You know, without you, things don't flow in the areas of our life where we need them to. You know, volunteering really helps us understand what the community needs. And then in turn, that fosters empathy and the motivation to help. Once we actually understand where the needs are, we know what we can do to help fix things. All right, I just have a couple trivia questions. Hopefully they'll be fun. How many Americans formally volunteered last year? Does anyone want to guess? 75 million, 7.5 million, or 750,000? 75 million? Well, that was a little too obvious. Yes, 75 million and growing. It obviously dropped a bit during the pandemic, but now they're watching the numbers just skyrise. So I think that's pretty fantastic, especially considering there's 340 million Americans. So that's almost 22%. Nearly a quarter of people are involved in volunteerism formally. They're registered with formal volunteer organizations. This does not include all the people who help their neighbors, you know, all of that unstructured type volunteer work that I think so many people do. So that number is impressive to me. What is the estimated national value of a volunteer hour? Does anyone know? $63.40, $33.40, or $13.40 an hour?
33.
Man, you guys are good. Yes, and I have to say before I go to the next screen, that putting a dollar amount on any volunteer hour would never be give it justice to what it's really worth. But it is one way to show the community all the contributions that individuals and organizations do provide. So the answer, yes, is $33.40 an hour, And what that equates to is $41.5 billion in economic value every year. That's a lot of money that volunteers save nonprofit organizations, social service organizations, public agencies. So, and I was kind of curious how they calculated that number, and what they did was they took the volunteer hour was calculated on the average earning of a private sector worker, and then they added in the fringe benefit. So that's how they came up with that. Okay, how many people here have heard of RSVP? I'm going to go back because I want to quiz you. Does anyone know what RSVP stands for? Say it out loud. Oh, good. Okay, you do know. I didn't know if you were just being polite. Yes, it's Retired and Senior Volunteer Program. A lot of people don't know that. So I'm the assistant here, assistant director of RSVP in Dane County. We are a 55 and older volunteer agency. They've been doing it for 50 years. I do want to talk just a little bit about what RSVP is and the different programs, just because this is an opportunity for me to do that, but also, you know, as we were talking, you have to have volunteer work that you really love to do in order for it to be really meaningful. And so there's so many options. I want you to know what all the options are out there. We are an AmeriCorps Seniors program, so most of our funding is federally funded. We also receive grants from Dane County, from the city of Madison, and from the state of Wisconsin, not to mention private grants, sponsorships, and donations from local businesses and individuals. We're a two-part agency. So the first part is we are a volunteer placement agency. So what happens is people come to us in the community and say, I know I want to volunteer, I have no idea what I want to do. And so what we do is try to find them the right fit for them, both with their schedule and based on their interests, so we can personalize the placement and make sure that they're where they need to be to maximize service. And then we provide services. We actually have programs that I'm going to talk about in just a minute. These are the programs. We have 7: community connections, group projects and homeworkers, driver services, intergenerational, foster grandparent, triad, and bus buddies. I'll just quick brief over them. This is the starting point. This is called community connections. Jan Karst is our coordinator here. So when volunteers or community members come to us and say, I want to volunteer, what we do is say, you need to talk to Jan. And Jan lets them know all of the different nonprofit agencies where we are partnering and who need volunteers at any given time. So through Community Connections, right now there's about 70 partners. Some of them you've heard of: Restore, St. Vincent, Literacy Network. So, you know, she also places people in our RSVP programs too, like group projects that they come and say, I want to quilt. Or if they say, I want to drive, you know, we'll get them into the driver services program. So this is our first stop, Community Connections. And then group projects and home workers. Right now, Julia Piersdorf is the program coordinator. Right now, there's about 250 volunteers in this program, and they make quilts and items of warmth and comfort and safety for people in the community in need. So it's a wonderful, wonderful program if you are a creative type and want to gather with other creative types and then donate those items into the community. We have a driver services program. Last already kind of mentioned, we have a driver escort program where we're driving people to doctor's appointments. We have home delivered meals, taking them hot meals around the noon hour. And then we have something called a food bridge program where the volunteers actually pick up food from the River Food Pantry and deliver it to people's homes. So for people who don't have transportation but need that assistance. We have an intergenerational program, so we have volunteers who work in schools and do tutoring. There are classroom assistants. We have great virtual programs, so computer buddy programs where they do correspondence on a blog with students, postcard, pen pal programs. I mean, we have so many fun intergenerational programs as well as a foster grandparent program. Triad is our safety, education, and crime prevention program. So if you are on our email list, we offer monthly virtual presentations, usually on topics related to crime prevention and safety. But then there's also a larger scale conference every year. This year it's going to be in the end of October. It's usually in person, and we're going to have a panel of experts come and talk about scams and safety, and all kinds of interesting topics. So if you're not already, come find me now. Make sure you're on our email list so you can understand all these really great educational programs that Mike, our program coordinator, takes a lot of time and thought into. We have a Bus Buddy program. This is funded through the city. Jan is also the coordinator for the Bus Buddies program. And this is a one-on-one program. A lot of seniors and even refugees who are first coming here to the Madison area who don't have transportation and they need to get around. They need to go to the schools because of the children. They need to go to English classes. They need to go to a community center. They need to get to work. We have several, not only just Bus Buddy volunteers, but program coordinators who will actually one-on-one teach them how to use the city bus program so they can be independent and get around the city. It's a wonderful program. There's also a group program. We're about to start those up. We usually do in summer. There's 6 programs where we all, if you register, we all meet at a certain outing, a certain place in the community, go for lunch, meet at a local attraction. We all take the bus there and take the bus home, and we help you get there and back. And it's a really fun program if you're wanting to learn the bus system. RSVP community impact statistics. I know Alessa has so many great statistics right here in Verona. But as a whole, RSVP serves all of Dane County. We have about 1,200 volunteers that kind of perform service in all those different programs I was just mentioning. And last year, they put forth so much effort. 151,632 hours were tallied. In group projects, they donated over 61,000 hours, but to me, this is the highlight. 14,469 quilts, hats, mittens, scarves were donated to people in need in our community through nonprofits and public agencies, so pretty impressive. And then as far as driving goes, 4,280 rides, 743 passengers, 107,000 meals were delivered over that number. Now, you guys just do Verona, but we have these sites in all surrounding areas of Madison, so it really adds up. We have about 130 partnering sites too right now, so, and partnering is huge for us. The more people that we partner with, the bigger difference we can make in our community. So we're always welcoming new volunteers, and the last thing I need to say is we are having an open house Wednesday, April 23rd from 1 to 3 at our RSVP office at 6501 Watts Road. If you're already a volunteer, we still would love to see you there because you can talk with any of the program coordinators on site. We'll have refreshments. You can have fellowship with fellow volunteers. Our doors are open, and we really hope to see you there. Well, thank you for having me. I really appreciate it. And I appreciate all you guys doing.
Thank you so much, Kate.
Very good information.
Okay, well, on that note, I'm going to close us out today. But again, I want to just say again, thank you. Thank you for being here, and thank you for all that you do. And I also want to end with a quote today. Never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed citizens can change the world. Indeed, it's the only thing that ever has, by Margaret Mead. So on that note, thank you. So yes, before you leave today, the most exciting part though is we're giving out root beer floats because that's our theme. Volunteers keep us afloat. So in the back, Heather will wave at you back there. Heather and I spent, a good solid day yesterday scooping some ice cream. So we have some root beer floats for you. So please don't leave today without a root beer float. And mingle with your friends, say hi. The staff is here if you need to touch base with anybody. But again, thank you and enjoy your float.